So, West Ham are in the Europa League in real life. That's very nice, as we played our first Europa League game yesterday. If you haven't seen that, go and watch it as we continue today. Start off with looking at the table, so make sure you've watched it before the intro ends, and then we will move on to a big couple of months, not just weeks, but months, in the Premier League. Hey guys, and welcome back to the West Ham Career Mode, Episode 4, Season 2. Again, sorry for swearing at you right there, as we have Group L on the screen right now, the group we are in the Europa League, as of course we won the last game. Smash a like and subscribe to the channel as well. I need to say that before I start the videos a little more often, as yes, Celtic actually drew to Nantes, really good result. A team, in fact, almost relegated, I think, in League 1 by the time of recording, as we beat Midtjylland comfortably. I think it was 2-0. Yes, it was a 2-2 draw elsewhere, as Aston Villa are winning. We'll just flick through these really quickly to get a brief overview, and it looked to me like every single team I expect to win had got 3 points on that opening day, as we are 6 in the Premier League as well. Going into the calendar, we will see what else we've got, as the first game, very difficult. We have Chelsea at home at the London Stadium after winning our last game but losing in the London derby before that to Arsenal, followed up by Nantes at home, the first game of the Europa League at the London Stadium as well. After that we have Leicester City away from home against the Foxes, maybe a simulation, as definitely simulating Newcastle after playing them yesterday in the Cup and getting the victory right there, before we move away to Celtic. That is going to be a huge game, which we probably might fit in. Just depends if anything else happens off screen. As speaking of something I need to do, I got a comment in the last video and I thought the game would do it already. I think it's a bit disrespectful that it doesn't, but player numbers is something I haven't really focused on this year, and David Zima has the number 8, which of course is reserved for the late Bobby Moore, so I'm definitely going to be changing that to 14. Got to respect one of the goats of football, as we're going to go into this Saturday game against Chelsea with a fatigued team as well after the Europa League and Newcastle game midweek, because of course we're using this first team for most things. I want to do well in as many tournaments as I can, as this one is the most important of course, and I think I definitely need to make one change for this next game. So I'm not going to stick Zima straight in because he did play on the Europa League and I'll save him for that. So Niakate comes in with Dragowski in goal, Kufal, Niakate, Diop and Aarons. Hammond quite tired, but Aribo is as well, with Rice, Souček, Goncalves and Anderson, with Mayoral, who's actually one of the top scorers in the league at the moment. As I think I am going to make one more change. I will take Hammond off, save him for the Europa League, and I'll stick Lanzini in cam. Yeah, I'll go with that for Chelsea. And I don't know what to expect of Chelsea this year. They are above us in the league, as Edouard Mendy's in goal, Zappacosta's back, Thiago Silva, Azpilicueta, Zuma and Chilwell. 5 at the back with Kante and Kovacic as the sitting midfielders, with Ziyech, Werner and Pulisic as the front three. That's a very strong Chelsea side, I'd say. Rafa on the bench, Aaron Cresswell, our ex-player who we did sell to Chelsea, who I thought would start for them. I don't want to see him sitting on the bench all season for them, who finished 9th as well last year. I was getting onto that. Chelsea really disappointing last time out, so hopefully we can get the better of them. Of course, Pedro Goncalves as well. Want to get the better of him, my own players. He's going to turn in here past Cresswell, but Cresswell does leave a leg in to get that ball away. He's going to chase his man down, as the names above the head aren't on. There we go. I want to see who I'm playing against, as Pulisic runs straight out of play. It's going to be into Souček as well from the throw-in. Great little chip ball over the top into Declan Rice right now, as Mayoral has 5 goals in the league already and a big chance to add to it, you know, straight away in this game, and it is scuffed from the Spaniard. Huge chance as Declan Rice wins the header as well from that little clearance into Souček. Gets it out wide now to Kufal, who's gone through the middle to Goncalves. Having a bit of a good game here, but it's cut out when we try to return it to Pedro, as now they have the ball again. Timo Werner back into N'Golo Kante. Through the middle onto Timo Werner again, chasing it down with Niakate. Or Diop it is, with the pace. Forget I play him sometimes, because he goes non-existent for long periods, as Hakim Ziyech, who's a bit non-existent for Chelsea in real life at times, misses that chance as well, because Dragowski, upgraded in goal, has made a really good save, and we're going to attack from it again. Very open game as it's going through right here to Mayoral. Going to go back into Thomas Souček, now try and lunge a counter-attack as Mayoral just have a shot, and it's a poor one. The ball straight back to the Blues right here, chasing it around on the spots. Timo going to go out wide, yep. onto Davide Zappacosta, who goes back to Zuma. Now onto Werner again. Just tracker's man. Tracker's man. And we should be fine if everyone sticks to the game plan. As Kovacic beautifully tackled from Thomas Souček. And we're on another counter-attack. Mayoral make a good move as it's a decent one. Still finds Chilwell, but Mayoral get to that. He's going to trip Chilwell up. And in fact, it's being let go. Mayoral with the ball. Really well worked as Goncalves with the run around him from Souček, who's tackled by Aspi. We are slightly edging it here against the Blues. I'm really enjoying this game as it's now on to Declan Rice. Always scouted by Chelsea, into Lanzini again, who's not disappointing after being picked in this starting 11 as his footwork just manages to get him tackled by Azpilicueta though. But Souček, immense as well, tackled onto Mayoral, who's going to fit that through to Declan Rice, forced to Lanzini, all over the place. As Souček, of course, the one to win it back, and we are going to still put the pressure on Chelsea. Going around the house is Felipe Anderson, now into Mayoral, cuts back, might just be offside, but keeps the ball lunged in from Zuma. And he actually did not connect with us. I wanted him to foul us right there in the box because that would have been a good opportunity for a penalty. But no, as Ziyech's going to try and come forward into N'Golo Kante now, who goes back to Zappacosta as well. And Chelsea trying to build. Really well worked this move as it's on to Ziyech, who missed the chance in the first game. Gives it into Timo Werner. And I didn't mean first game, I meant first minute, as Timo Werner gets the first goal of the game for Chelsea, and it is so against the run of play, it is real. They've had most of the possession, we've had so many counter-attacks, but they have had best shots of the game. Ziyech, and of course this goal right here, as we let him go. Niakate came across, Dragowski not watching his front post because I think he was aware of Kovacic just going into the space behind him, I think, which Koufal should have watched, looking at the position of him going to the man. It's just all over the place. I think they're going to keep the ball in this added time. However, it's a good tackle from Souček again. Really wants us to win this game, does the Czech Republic international, as he's got the ball again. It's a really good return from Goncalves, but runs straight into Kante, who is everywhere, as Pulisic's going to run the ball with the half-time whistle being blown. It is 1-0 Chelsea in this one. Actually don't have a lead or a 0-0 draw at half-time for once. So it's a new experience for me. And hopefully a new experience from coming from behind. Need to try and win the game as Felipe Anderson with the throwing back to Max Aarons. And we're going to go down the left, hopefully. We do, of course, concede a lot of early goals in the second half. So maybe because we're losing, the momentum might be in our favour. And we're at home as that's chipped over to Kovacic, though. It's not proving to be the case as Werner, with Kovacic at the side of him. Niakate has to deal with it, doesn't. It's out to Kovacic, but Koufal with a great read. Really do rate him despite his age, as Mayoral, the same, 24. But he just plays like he's more experienced, making a good run, but tackled last minute as Koufal. Not Koufal, Chilwell this time. Passing it out for Chelsea. It's just a hard game to get back into this one. However, Koufal reads it again far up the field. He's having a good second half as Lanzini cuts inside. Manuel Lanzini! Shots off, or shot from him as Declan Rice reads this ball as well into Felipe Anderson. Good skill to touch that one down as well as Lanzini gives it round the corner. And bad pass. And Kovacic even got took out by Mayoral. So still, we might need to make a change soon if people start getting yellow cards. And of course, thinking of congested fixtures we've got coming up as N'Golo Kante gives it through the middle now to Kovacic. Gets it back though as Timo Werner running at us. Just got to keep putting the pressure on. Now Timo again gives it backwards into N'Golo Kante. And Declan Rice with the insane cutout onto Felipe Anderson, who's just going to run it. You can hear the momentum the fans are trying to give us, but Rice tackled again, and it's definitely time for changes. Some players look fatigued. Don't blame them, to be fair, with the sheer amount of games we've had, as Diop gives this round the corner into Souček. I'm going to put another youth player on in Afoyalan, who should have gone out on loan to Tondela, but we've got him on the bench anyway, with Kovacic running at us here. Great tackle as Declan Rice is going to come away with it as well. And Declan, can you get this over the top to Mayoral? It's a decent ball. We're just going to try and run onto it as Suma's first to it. And to say we've got a slightly tired team and we're going to lose this 1-0 as it stands, I'd say, of course, I don't want to lose, but it isn't the worst result in the world. As Felipe Anderson, though, running down the line. It would be good if we got like a penalty or something, because his attacks really haven't been that good in this game. As Declan Rice into Lanzini, now onto Mayoral again. Felipe Anderson making the run around, and he's through, against Mendy. It's a poor shot, but can we rebound that Lanzini? And Zuma reads it. Huge chance to level the game up, but Edouard Mendy with the save. And I might as well put Benedetto on for the last couple of minutes. Dario Nketiah picks up a yellow card as the ball's going to be crossed in, and Souček Man of the match, even though he's on the losing team for me, as we've just got to keep Chelsea out for a little bit longer. It's Kai Havertz off the bench into Werner with the footwork. He's got Ziyech as well there. They've got three really decent players standing up front as it's back to Werner. Can we get the tackling? Yes, Diop. Pass that out as we've got a couple of seconds left of this game, surely. And Benedetto's famous for last-minute goals as it's chipped over the top. Him and Azpilicueta. Azpi isn't close enough. Dario Benedetto through on goal and he's blasted it in for 1-1. We do not lie down against the Blues as West Ham United have another comeback story this season. Dario Benedetto off the bench, and now, I said in the last episode when he scored against Newcastle, I don't want him getting his hopes up because Mayoral is in the top scorer bracket in this season, but this guy might be as well if it wasn't for just scoring in cups. If he plays more in the league, he could score more goals, as it might be a draw against Chelsea. And I would 100% take it. However, Aribo's made a tackle far forward, and Afoyalan, the youth player that I've put on, gets the ball, but we're into stoppage time now and Chelsea do have it back. Just don't bottle this, boys. Niakate coming across. It's into Christian Pulisic, who's going to be forced backwards as well. Chelsea haven't played that much attacking football this game, so I don't think they'll warrant the win. As it's on to Ziyech, though, and it's through the gap to Werner. Get the tackling, and Nketiah, wrong side. It's a Diop pass to get closer, and Dragowski with a big save. And it's going to be a corner. 2 minutes overtime, so we definitely can't win this game. We've just got to keep it out. Suchek with the header. Definitely man of the match now. We're not on the losing team as we'll whack this. And that is full time. A 1-1 draw against Chelsea. And I will 100% take that result. Fought till the very end. Might have had more possession, but no match for Dario and co as we're into the Europa League again. And he might start in this competition. You never know. Mayoral did score in the last game against Midtjylland, but Nantes have drawn a game, and I think I want my strongest team for Leicester and Celtic. And yeah, I think he might actually start. I'm a big fan of this team we are going to play, with Dragowski in goal, Johnson, Zima, Ogbonna and Masuaku at the back, with Hammond, Rice, Aribo and Jew, a youth player, is going to actually get a start. Was on loan at Basel, I think, last year, so does have Europa League experience, with Lanzini in cam and Benedetto, of course, starting up front after his last goal. Mayoral is good, but from the bench in this game, it seems, if we are losing, of course, as yes. Let's go to the London Stadium again to play against the Ligue 1 side in Nantes. And I don't know what to expect from the French team. Don't know how they're doing, as Juan is in goal. Conan, or no, Corica, Castello, Palois and Conan, with Chivarella, ex-Liverpool, and Toure, Bamba, Blas and Simon, with Kolo Onano. I know Simon's decent. I know Palois at the back is a old aging defender which you can get at, but still has his qualities, and Toure is a player I actually wanted to sign in my Grimsby save. So yeah, do know kind of what to expect a little bit, but still there's a lot left to unravel as Declan Rice switching it straight across. We want another game like Midtjylland if we can, in front of the home fans, as it's not Joel Aribo, Jay Hammond to start off the game with, given to by Joel Aribo now on the ball, as he's going to try and run at him a little bit, take a shot from range, hits Palois, and handball from him, and I think it came off us. Yeah, there's. Got a little bit confused then. I thought it might have been our free kick outside the box, but no, the referee did stick his hand up, pointing in their direction, as it's Blas now on the ball, out to Moses Simon, or Moses Simon, as it's played back into Decore in the middle, or Toure. I'm thinking of the Watford player, or the Everton one now, as we're still chasing the ball down. It's back into Simon, who gives it forward to Kolo Muani, and Zima with a little decent tackle, however giving it away again, and Simon to run at us as we tried to slide to block it off a little bit, but Chivarella just to run at us here, and Zima with a great wrong side tackle. Still Nantes going to come at us though, as Blas going around the houses, and it's a good ball into Simon as he scores the first goal of the game. And Nantes have stunned West Ham at the London Stadium in the Europa League. 13 minutes in, we are behind. Yeah, I expected a easier game right here, but it's really good play to start off with. Through the middle, catches Declan Rice off guard, the captain who didn't chase his man. And Nantes, probably experienced more than us in the Europa League, do have the opening goal. Got to come back from behind if we get anything, which we did do it against Chelsea to an extent, a draw, but I do want to win in this competition. I know Celtic ain't going to be an easy one as well, as Lanzini now has the ball. Turns round, does the cam, into Benedetto. Lanzini continuing his run though, and he's got a man outside of him in Hammond. We'll play it back to him, now cross it deep to where Jew is, but he's not going to get there as it falls back to Lanzini. Chests it in the middle to Aribo, blocked by Palois, and we went for an overhead kick, But again, another handball. Straight in now, we've given 2 of them away, as now Declan Rice has the ball, though. His mistake for the first goal, not reading Simmons' run, as, Madasque Jew with a good run on here, and a cross into the box, into Hammond, who tries to head it across, but Castillejo to clear that as well. They're first to the ball every single time. We need to be better, as their striker has gone down injured as well. Stefan Zima, or David Zima, putting the pressure on him right there, as they're going to come forward with Toure around the corner. Johnson reads. Now into Jay, who lets it go out of play. They're going to come at us again. Toure now across the middle to Blas, who's going to get tackled by Declan Rice. Maybe a foul, but no. It's been allowed to go on. And Lanzini has Benedetto in front of him, but it was a bit of a poor run. So Lanzini's going to try and flip-flop away. Now give it in the middle to Benedetto. Rice started the run off and didn't continue for some reason. However, can pass this to Aribo, who can go through to Benedetto here. Takes a touch, strikes! And Hahin with a great save. Still, though, a corner. Half an hour in, we are improving as the game goes on, as Lanzini whips it in. And we're nowhere near it. And Celtic level in their game. I've just seen at the top corner, as that's a ball through where Zima was, as we do have it as well. Aribo, just over-flooded in the midfield. Why are we getting done? Maybe Souček and Rice should have played together in this, but I did rest Thomas Souček, as Duju has the ball right here. Can he get the run of Johnson? No, he's been tackled. And Nantes are just all over us in this first half, I'm not going to lie. Had us shots, but they've been the better side. Brought their A game to the London Stadium, as Fulgurk, tackled by Ogbonna, let go. I thought that's another foul. I think the referee's in our favour, but we still can't take a lead, as Joy gives it now into Lanzini, and Benedetto's running away from him. Why didn't you watch where the man is with the ball, Benio? As we're going to try and put this around the corner. That was meant for Hammond, as that one was as well, but still doesn't reach him, and the keeper has the ball at the end of this half. Whacks it up though, and Ogbonna heads it forward, but the referee just decided is going to bring it to a halt, as we are 1-0 down at half-time. Like Chelsea, we're not 1-0 up anymore, which is a bit frustrating. Now it's gone, you missed that 1-0 lead, so got to try and have a better half. I think we can level it up, we've just got to try and put the work in. We've got players on the bench as well who can come on, like the likes of Felipe Anderson, Mayoral and Goncalves, as Lanzini's going to start this off though and give it round the corner into Declan, who made the mistake for their goal, and he hammers it into the top of the net to level it up immediately. Come on, Declan. The captain making everything alright, and I just love this guy. So good at finishing, getting assists and defending, as it's a great ball from Lanzini around the corner, like their goal. Really, really similar, but that is better because it's drilled into that top bin past Hannin to level it up for us. Great stuff, as now Declan Rice round this corner into David Zima. Now forward to Rice again, and Benedetto making the run through the middle. It actually could be 2 straight away. Got the sweaty on, but he doesn't choose to take it. And I probably should have not been greedy there. I thought Dario could score from there, but obviously not. And if we lose this game now, a lot of eyes will be on Dario Benedetto. Yes, I know it was my fault initially, but still, it's hard to miss that one, as Blas has the ball, cuts away from us a little bit there. Now on to, well, still Blas. He's going all the way. I thought we were going to release it, and then he does, as now it's on to Koricha, the left back, or right back, should I say, as Blas around the corner. Ogbonna reads it, and, we can't get the pass off into the midfield to Aribo, as this is turning out into a sloppy game from us. I like how we've got level again, but still Nantes coming at us, as that's going to be dealt with. And I am going to get Pedro Goncalves ready to come on in cam for me. Really want to get the most out of him. Costs so much money and still hasn't provided a goal or assist yet. Shocking stuff, as that is from Zima as well. Don't know what he was trying there. Onto Fulkrug, as he's rud the tackle. It's now onto Blas, one-on-one with Dragowski, and he blasts it straight past him. As Goncalves is getting ready to come on, we go 2-1 behind in the home game. Nantes with another one, and it's a mistake from the centre-back Zima. It really doesn't look like he's having this season as his best. It's just really poor from him. He made 2 mistakes in the Prem, and now one really costly one in the Europa League, because it's put them in front. Now we've got to try and get back into it, as Hammond surely fouled there. That was a reckless tackle, but still we'll keep on going, as Aribo now into Zimmer. No mistake here, thank you. Give it into Benedetto, who of course should have won us the game earlier on. Made it 2-1 to us, as he gets the pass back to Aribo. Goncalves through the middle, tackled by Castillejo, and Bamba now in the middle over the top to Blas. as he's going to pass it to the side of him into Toure as well. We've got 10 minutes or just over of this game to try and get a winner. We've got to watch Moses. Isn't that Moses? No, it's Toure in the middle. And Declan Rice does get the tackle in. He has been the best player in this game, as now it's on to Declan Rice. Across the middle to Aribo. Dario Benedetto is going to take him off, but he's through on goal again. No sweaty opportunity this time, so has to score. And what a save from Hannin. Everything to the attacking pump now, as we're going to get Jute off and put Felipe Anderson on and Mayoral up front. I just don't get how Benedetto goes from amazing to this poor in terms of chances. Declan Rice through the middle, now into Benedetto, flicks it on Felipe Anderson. Oh, what a goal! It's Goncalves as well, as he hits it first time off the crossbar and in to get a late leveller. But what a finish, and what a welcome to West Ham. My days, I didn't expect that one to fly in. It's Joel Aribo to the side of him to Declan Rice, gives it, flick on, and bang, crossbar and in. That is just superb. And yes, I've slated him all the time, wanted better from him in a West Ham shirt, but that will do. That has been stored up for about 5 games now. 2-2. Late Europa dramas. Can we even make it a result here? We've got Felipe Anderson definitely on the field now, and Mayoral, as it's on to Declan Rice right here. Goncalves, make that move. Goncalves, if we win this game, I'll go mental, as it's across now to Declan Rice, who shoots. And has it come off a defender? Oh, no, it hasn't. It's going to be a goal kick for Nantes, so that's confirmed the 2-2 draw, as it's going to be Hannin to whack it forward. Just got to win this header, Zima, and does. But that is it. 2-2 with the league onside. Not a bad result, same that Celtic got against them, as I wonder how they've done against Midtjylland, really do. But we've got to focus on the game then we play them, the Scottish side that is, in the next one. As 2-2, to say we're behind both times, I will take. As should we have got the result? Yes, of course we should have. We should have hammered them, really. But I think the fans will take that at home. Not losing in the Europa League in our first game at the London Stadium should be okay, as Leicester are the team up next away from home, but it's going to be simulated. This is as well a game in hand we have over other teams who have played. So Dragowski's going to be in goal. Koufal, Niakate has been the best Premier League centre-back that we've had, alongside Diop, with Aarons at left-back. Hammond, Rice, Souček and Felipe Anderson, with Goncalves coming straight into Cam, still training there, and Mayoral up front after Benedetto's just shocking performance really in front of goal in the last one. So, although he did score in the 2 games before that, he's just going to come straight out. We've got a streak thing going on here at West Ham, as we've got to try and beat Leicester. Please, they're not what they are in real life in this save, but they are as well, because they've thrashed us 3-1. It's Tielemans with the goal, and it's not going to show us the other scorers, as Barnes, Hurst, and yeah, Tielemans gets theirs. And just below my head, you probably won't see it, Pedro Goncalves with another. Not that cracking, boys, as, yeah, down to 7th, and there's a big gap between us and 5th, so you can tell I've prioritised this Europa League little stint we have, as Newcastle are the team we have after a break as well. Good job we've got a break. We can recuperate the team, getting them actually all up to scratch, because so many of them are tired at different times, it is unreal. And then we'll play the last game against Celtic, where we do need 3 points in the Europa. So now the players are a little bit rested, what can we do here? Just be a second from you guys, from me saying, of course, that we're going into this one and it actually happening, as George Jordan has a loan deal. He's 16 and it's 2 years. Probably don't want that, but I'll let him go on it anyway. No need to negotiate, because we can always recall him. As a player chat from David Zima, who wants to play for us, but he did make that big chance, or big waste of a chance, to actually give them a chance and score in the Europa League. So I'm going to tell him no. I'm going to tell him your competition is not this one. We are going to go with the same team that we lost with last time, but I'd say still is our strongest. Dragowski in goal, Koufal, Niakate, Diop and Aarons, with Hammond, Rice, Souček and Felipe Anderson, Goncalves and Mayoral. But actually looking at it, I think I'm going to take Niakate out for Ogbonna, so I'm not going to put Zima in, I'm going to go Ogbonna instead. Aribo's now a CDM. Afoyalan can move forward on the bench because he's left midfielder, and my OCD with the CDM being in front of the left midfielder is getting on my nerves, as let's try and get the win against Newcastle. Very, very hard against their youth team in the Cup, so hopefully can get it. They've got Kalei Takara, a player I really wanted to sign at one point. As what's the result going to be here against the Geordies? Please don't lose, as we have done as well. Back-to-back defeats in simulated games in the Premier League, as Javier Manquillo, the right-back, seals the win. Not good. No, well, I think the best thing we can do is try and recover in this game, which has a lot riding on it, and I don't like that. I don't like Aaron Cross winning a Chelsea kit despite selling him to the Blues. As we're going to move on to Celtic. Cardiff after it and a bit of an easier running because we did have an easy start to the Prem. Then it got harder and then I think it lays off a little bit. But the future mums. Oh dear, the future mums. Got a loan to buy here as well for Tunjin Akinola. We'll just delegate that. And hopefully it's accepted. Don't really care about him. I don't think he's got any potential at all. Deserves to be at Leyton Orient where he came from. As Celtic have 2 points. Nantes the same. Midtjylland. And we still sit top on 4. But we can't afford to lose this game because that will knock us down. So let's get the win against the Scottishman. As this is the team I'm putting out. Dragowski in goal. Johnson, Zima, Ogbonna, Masuaku at the back, the usual suspects with Felipe Anderson though, Aribo, Rice and Hammond who's now 80 rated, Goncalves in camp and Mayoral up front because I want them wingers, Cam and striker being very, very strong. Celtic I think are really strong in the future I'd say at the back. St Juste is good and Aya for the future a little bit more, probably better in the future. In the future, as yes, I do think I want to focus on attacking this game. Hopefully, get plenty of counters. And what are Celtic going to play is a single Never Walk Alone, Barkas, Julian, not St Juste, it's Julian, with Ralston, Welsh and Taylor. No Aya in that team with Forrest, Nitcham, Sorrow and Christie. Turnbull supporting Lee Griffiths up front. Edouard, of course, went to Championship side Sheffield United at the moment, both in real life and in this game. As let's try and get the win, shall we, against the Celtic. I keep trying to think of a nickname for them, but I actually don't know their nicknames. The Hoops. I guess the Hoops are the closest thing to them. I don't know. I'm not clued up really on the SPFL as we're going to try and get started right here. West Ham versus Celtic and need this victory as the ball's around the corner now onto Forest. Got to keep on plodding along at them as Hammond reads that as well. Goncalves straight through to Mayoral as it could be an early lead. Great counter like I said I wanted. And Mayoral does score 5 minutes into the game in Celtic. It's a glorious goal. And yes, already 1-up. Better than we are against, of course, Nantes in the last game as it's a counter-attack. And Julian, who I praised before the game, not reading Borja Mayoral. Straight back in the team and straight up with a goal. You can see our focus is more on the Europa League this season than the Prem. Need to try and balance it out. Of course, that depending on if we still get the win right here as it's onto Joel Aribo in the middle. Now across to Mayoral again and Felipe Anderson, or Goncalves should I say, making a run through. Welsh isn't close enough and Goncalves makes it 2! He's got his 3rd in 3 games and this is turning out to be a really easy Europa League fixture right here against the hardest team I'd say. Goncalves getting dived on by Declan Rice and Celtic have just been thinking, we're into the next leg now. We've got to focus on West Ham at the London Stadium because it looks like it's gone right here. Glorious strike as the keepers usually save them in this game, but not this time. Just blasted straight past him. I think I forgot to check which keeper they have as they've lost the ball again. Joel Aribo, though, the ex-Rangers man, will be very, very happy with how this is going so far as he was tackled. And Welsh with it as well as he gives it to Masuaku. Forward again. Goncalves got a man at the side of him. Borja Mayoral going to try and take a touch. Then whack it. As Celtic really haven't woke up. Best half of football. Well, scrap that. Best 12 minutes of football we've had in this save so far, as this is very easy against Celtic. Blasted into the bottom corner for Mayoral's 2nd of the game, and we have already won the game, I'd say. Cheeky of me, but they've just been god-awful. They've given us the ball at every opportunity and just not defended at all, as these will be thinking about trying to get through in 2nd now, I think. They'll definitely be focused on that because they've given us it again. Masuaku forward in the gap to Declan Rice. You can tell we've gone to the attacking pump because we are just going at them like mad. As Hammond with a crossing opportunity to Mayoral, who should have had a hat-trick. Actually, no. It was Goncalves who should have 2. As this is just an absolute bloodbath. Nitcham even lost a header to Goncalves, who doesn't usually head. However, he is injured, and I don't like that. As Felipe Anderson, though, I might like it if we score still, though, as Johnson, the right back, flooding into the box and hitting the defender. It looks like Goncalves is on his feet as well, just as Zima's first thing to do in this game, and chips it straight over the top, and I've got to get him off the cam. Shame as well, because he did have a good start to the game as Aribo reads that round the corner into Jay Hammond. I think I'm going to put Jew on as well, because I can put a bit of youth on with this 3-0 cushion, despite being early on, as Hammond, youth himself, with a bit of trickery here, into Goncalves, still could score before he goes off, but hits Taylor. And Sorrow, tackled by Felipe Anderson. Give us a foul, though, as they'll definitely be feeling Sorrow right now, Celtic, as they've got a free kick. Could they get one more back? No, Aribo straight away. That's the first time the ball's gone into our box, and they don't even touch it. As Felipe Anderson with a great turn out there, gives it to Jay Hammond, just the wing to run down. It's got, I think, Jew with him up front right here, as Jay Hammond still going to sweat it to the youth player, who does tap it in, and he has a goal off the bench, replacing, of course, the injured Pedro Goncalves, as yes, it's 4-0 in the first half. Great half of football as well, as he keeps on running, just kept on running across the box and tapped into that post. Celtic just not at it, as Felipe Anderson even getting the tackle on. Could it be 5 before half time? I mean, I'd love it to be. This is his biggest scoreline, I think, so far in this save, because 4-0 against the top team in Scotland is amazing. As Hammond, great touch, Jay Hammond took a deflection off the defender, as yeah, Barkas with the ball. He'll be thinking, what the heck do I do here? I don't trust any of these 10 players in front of me. As Sorrow passes it out to Turnbull. Absolutely swacked with his feet. Bad tackle from Aribo, but does get one bit of afters against his old rivals, as Nicham across to Forest. And I tell you what, is it Neil Lennon still in charge? I don't think it is anymore, but I can't remember the manager they have, but he will be thinking, what the hell do I do with these players? It has been shocking from the top team, or second team, sorry Rangers fans, second team in Scotland at the moment, as I'm going to get Souček on as well, because Declan Rice has been carded and has had a warning after that as well, so we're going to make that change. And rating wise as well, it's an improvement, so could even be more goals, as he's played brilliantly against Chelsea in the first game. Can he continue here, as Aribo with a pass through straight away to Felipe Anderson? Doesn't have a goal yet, I don't think has scored in open play for us yet. Playing the actual game, as he won't score there. And Sorrow with the ball going backwards right here, as Taylor puts it across very sloppily in the middle, and Felipe Anderson to read that one. He's got a little bit of a cut away, as he's going to pass it through to Joy, who is offside as well, the youth player. Oh well, just keep going, as Aribo over the top now to Hammond. I would like it to be 5-0, just because 5 is just a round scoreline, isn't it? As we've got to run through as well. Mayoral could get a hat-trick if he gets onto that, but Julian just reading that one, as we've got an hour gone on the clock, and unfortunately no more substitutes. Already made 2. And now Joel Aribo out wide to Jew, Masang Jew, as passing is so direct as well. Has the ball in the middle, and oh, nutmegs his man. Maybe a bit less direct, but still got the ball. Borja Mayoral put that around the corner into Anderson. First time shot. And it's a good save from the leg. As to be fair, the first half, of course, showing what dominance can do in one half of football, because this second one would have been 0-0 by now. Yes, we've been the better team still, as I still want this 5th goal as well, but we just did it all in the first half, and the second half's just petered away. And I'm going to put Benedetto off the bench, hopefully a redemption arc, as Mayoral will not get that hat-trick, unfortunately, as it's gone to Forest. Flicked back onto Bologna, now onto Turnbull, as they're going to look for a goal, Celtic. Don't want them to get one, to be fair. I want the goal difference to be as well off as possible, as we've got 7 minutes of this game still to go. And they do keep the ball. Hopefully not for long, however. They've got it down the line to Johnson. Zima trying to step across, being rounded far too easily. And Johnson with a good slide to block that little shot off. And Sorrow offside. My days. These have been poor. As Ogbonna across now to Zima. Zima out wide to Aribo, who had to be careful with that slide tackle. Didn't realise it was on a yellow till late. As I got it around the corner as well to Justin. He's still onside, this guy, but we do have the ball now onto Dario Benedetto. Round the corner to Felipe Anderson, as this is a chance to make it 5. Cross the field. And Hammond has failed. I said failed basically before by meaning to say field, but I think I jinxed him because he's missed the open goal. And that will be game over, I think. I think Barkas is going to hit it and just hope maybe for a miracle 1 goal, which will not come, as it is 4-0. To the Hammers in Scotland. The European tour hopefully will continue. Maybe be through by that, because they will still be on 2 points. Yeah, they'll be on 2 points, and we will be on 7. Big gap. 5 points, not guaranteed, but big step in the right direction. As yes, I think it is game over. I think it is game over in the Europa League, so focus on the Prem more. Focus on the Prem more. Still need to win games in the Europa, but Premier League focused, as yes, we have fallen to 9th position. Aston Villa with us. Spurs are only 7th, and City just above them, so I don't think the teams have settled yet. Cardiff City, who we play next as well, not doing too bad. Doing better than the counterpart, who sit with 0 points after 9 games. They have 1 win, 1 draw, still in the relegation zone, as the top of the league is Man United and Burnley second. How are they keeping up? I guess it's just because they haven't conceded many. 15 goals only scored, as we are in 9th position, Wolves above us, and of course Burnley stopping us from the usual 6. as yes, that has brought this episode to closure with that. So thank you guys for watching. Like, comment, share, and subscribe with the notification bell, as well as it's been a really early recording session for this, mate, as my head's all over the place. But hopefully you guys enjoyed. Stay tuned for episode 4. My throat's going. Take care, in a bit, and peace, guys.